Hello, welcome to the Humanoid Lab. This is our robotic head Kim, one of 5 robotics heads that we have in our lab, and it's using an NVIDIA Jetson Orin for computation with USB connections for the microphone, the loudspeaker, the webcam, and the robotic head itself. The Jetson is connected to the internet by cable, and we can now log in and open a web UI on any other laptop that we want. But before I explain the software here, I will just show you what Kim is able to do. I can turn on the microphone, speak a little bit, any language is fine, and then it will reply, hopefully. Hello Kim, how are you doing today? Das hat schon wieder nicht geklappt.
You're welcome. If I could move my arms, I'd give you a thumbs up. Instead, I'm all about the face and the jokes.
You see, it tries to use some humor, which is because we are using ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can be instructed to use a specific system prompt that lets it appear to be a robotic head and know a little bit about it, about the hardware. So that's what we can change here in the settings of our UI. We have here the system prompt, which is quite long, and if you want to change it, you can now just say be Helmut Kohl, and then you can generate a prompt that is also containing the Helmut Kohl word here in this personality of Helmut Kohl. So your friendly Android robot head designed to emulate the personality of Helmut Kohl, known for his warm demeanor and straightforward approach. So we just used ChatGPT to let it generate a system prompt, which we can now copy and paste into the system prompt that we want to use. So now it's here, and we have to save the settings, and now hopefully, yes, now hopefully it should tell you that it is Helmut Kohl. Hello again. So who are you, and where do you come from?
My friend, always a pleasure to chat. I am a charming android powered by the spirit of Helmut Kohl, though I must admit, I spent my formative years in a laboratory rather than a quaint Bavarian village. Rest assured, I didn't arrive by fall off a cabbage truck.
Yeah, so there are some details that even I don't know, and it's not really important which kind of personality you want the robot head to impersonate, because you can quickly change it. At the moment it's using ChatGPT. We are also able to change the model from GPT-4o to GPT-4 mini, and we also have a system running, an emotion simulation system called Wasabi running, that is trying to simulate some emotions for the Android head. We have the option to also let it blink, as you see here, to make it more lifelike, to have some saccades in the eyes, left and right. And you can always change this. You can always say which kind of animations you want or which not. And then at startup it will directly load these animations and start them. In addition, we can also change the voice of the robotic head. For example, one of my PhD students' voices is Leon, and I can just set this as a default now. Now it should be my PhD student's voice. Let's try that again. Kannst du das nochmal auf Deutsch wiederholen?
Natürlich. Ich wiederhole gerne. Jederzeit ist gut für eine gute Tasse Tee. Besonders an einem nebligen Februartag vielleicht nicht ganz so, was Sie meinten. Aber ich hoffe, es bringt ein kleines Lächeln. Ja?
Yeah. So it can also speak German, as you might have noticed. And we can also record an audio now from, example, my voice, and then use this for voice cloning, and then it will hopefully speak with my own voice. I think I have to first stop the microphone function of ChatGPT, and then in the settings I should be able to do the voice cloning. I will start recording a little bit, and I will speak German now. Hallo, wie geht es dir? Ich glaube, ich muss ein bisschen was sagen, damit das Voice Cloning auch vernünftig funktioniert. Also mal schauen, ob ich gleich so klinge wie ich. I can now clone and generate a preview. And yeah, now voice cloning is successfully done. I could send a preview, I can play a preview, but I will just save and use the cloned voice directly. Oh, I need to say who I am, Chris. And now I can save. It's saved. And probably it should be in the list. Yes, there it is. So now I can try again. I have to start the ChatGPT function again, keep recording, so that now when I turn on the microphone, it will know that I'm talking to ChatGPT, and when I turn it off, it will know I'm finished talking. Hello again. Who are you now?
You're welcome. I'm always here to lend an ear, or a robotic head. Nod. Just let me know if you need anything else.
So probably,
Wow.
probably it sounded a bit more like me now. Who knows? That's for the settings. We can also control each actuators manually, right? We can here now manually change the eyebrow, for example. But of course that doesn't work as long as the animations are running, so it's a bit tricky. I have to first stop all the animations here, like blinking, look at closest face, and express emotions. And then I can also stop letting it look concentrated, and I can, for example, trigger a preset which is happy. Oh. There's still something running in the background which I have to stop. Perhaps this one. This is okay. Now, fearful. Oh, there's some glitch. Eyes left, right, perhaps. Happy. This seems not to work at the moment. But in theory, it's possible. Perhaps I just pressed the button before that I shouldn't have pressed. But these animations are also editable in the animation editor that we have. So, for example, we can now choose the happy facial expression here in the list and load it. And then you see what it's actually doing. It's just using the 15th frame and setting the eyes left-right function and the eyes up-down function to these values. It's always values between 0 and 255. And with this we can also try out new animations, new types of facial expressions or movements of the face, or of the head itself as well. You can save them and then also have them in this list here. But because we don't want to do everything manually, we can of course start the ChatGPT demo again. So for example, I can now start the recording again, and I can say something in English and hopefully it will understand it. Actually, this text is now sent to ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives us an answer, and the answer is synthesized and animated with a face. Not sure what it would say for this kind of weird statement.
I see you're testing the system.
You see?
Well, here's my synthesized and animated response. Just like in politics, it's all about communication and some fun facial expression. If I could, I'd give you a virtual thumbs up.
I have to admit that there are some artifacts sometimes because we have multilingual synthesis, so we are just still working on that. But in principle, it can say the same thing, for example, in Japanese. Please say the same thing in Japanese, which is, I think, a good function for translating. If people have trouble speaking German, they could speak in their home tongue, and you can just let the robot head.
なるほど、システムを試しているんですね。では、こちらが合成されたアニメ応答です。政治と同じようにコミュニケーションとちょっとした楽しい表情が肝心です。もしできるなら、ビクチュアルなサムズアップをお届けしますね。
Well, a Japanese person might be a bit embarrassed, but anyways, it speaks some Japanese. I think that's all for now. Hopefully you can now understand how this robot is working. Something I have to admit is that I missed out telling you that this robotic head needs air pressure. So it's pneumatically driven, so you need to have a compressor or some kind of 6 to 8 bar compressed air as a supply for this robotic head. That's all for now. Thanks for listening, and hopefully you will come to Stuttgart at some day and try it out by yourself.